to upset Italo Ferreira, who is fresh off a win in Tahiti. Wow, you could feel the buzz and the energy here at Punta Roca, and that went global. Perez with another shot here. Now, for the fourth time to surf against the best in the world on his local lineup.
I've known Brian close to a decade now. Was an Alas at La Bocana, got second in Normar McGonigal, and just as good on the backhand as he is going on the forehand here, Joe.
Here comes the local hero, Perez, on the opening wave. Big classy wall, hits it right into the guts of the pocket. Off the top and throws the fins out.
Let's start with Brian, though. Kind of a tricky wave from the start. Has to gain a little bit of speed right here, but the first turn's major. Big layback jam right there in the pocket. Into the lip, solid timing, and then I thought right here, okay, just bend your knees a little bit more, you're riding out cleanly. But the first one was excellent, Joe, and the timing, of course, we got to talk about the kid being literally from steps away at the point. And I thought to myself, okay, you just clean this way.
And now G.Pittar winding up. Quick rip off the lip line, belts it vertically. Nice transition for George, throwing a lot into that rail work, crushing that section again. Big wrapping turn as Italo winds up, a massive rotation, but disappears. Still sticking with George as he's pacing through that carve. And hits it nice and clean off the lip. Just so many maneuvers from G.Pittar, and staying calm even though the athlete zone went crazy on Italo's over rotation, went beyond full.
Well, you're getting a solid keeper, and then GP just went to town at the beginning of this wave. Excellent carve right there. Great timing with the second turn. Didn't try to push too hard. And then right here on the inside section, the meaty, bully part of this wave, Joe, he just goes to work. A lot of froth on the inside, kept the speed. And then I thought Italo, to myself, personally, we're seeing an excellent score if he rides out of that thing. And here, just cleaning up a little bit of part of the end section right here, Joe, for George. So shouldn't be a major score, but it's going to be the best of the heat so far for the kid from Manly.
Well done for G.Pittar.
They would have got that timing well with the turn and this rotation. How quick is he, though, Joe? I mean, as he said, a helicopter. I mean, he lands that thing. We're seeing...
George got a 7 for his opener. And here he goes on his second wave. Big tail huck and controls it for a moment. The way to go world class and be one of the best waves on the planet, as we've got Italo. Only had one wave. That was the miss on the full road. Now he's blasting that first section. Right into a carve, third turn complete for world number 1. 2019 world champ misses the second air attempt that he's had in this heat. What'd you see here?
Just quick surfing, as you were mentioning. First turn was major. Has to go over the Mama Roca right there for the second one. And then the quick readjustment right there. The 2 pumps, Joe, uses his entire body to gain that speed, and just an incomplete air. But see, uses his entire body, upper and lower, and make sure to use his arms to be able to generate that speed. And I just don't think he got the right amount of pop right here, and especially with that light offshore wind. Just a small miss from Italo. We've seen that air multiple times before this season already, and watch out for your board, too. That was kind of an awkward fall, Joe.
Oh, it's so cool. As we look at Italo on another opportunity here, he's starting to identify a ramp section over the rock. An unbelievable full rotation and still swinging through. Now 3 turns to follow. Oh my goodness. That was radical.
He did from the air to the maneuvers. I mean, as you said, really the wedge that the rock gives him right there. Has to hide on that thing, Joe. Gets inverted. Well, look at the adjustment he makes going straight into the turns afterwards, especially with that amount of speed. That is so difficult to do. I know that's a smaller wave, but good Lord. I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. This is an incredible air, sensational and otherworldly, Joe. There's no other way to put it. Look at the height, but how inverted he gets too. That is as difficult as you could possibly get right there in the air. But see how he lands? Perfectly placed, his feet on his board once again, and seamless transition into the maneuvers right here with the turns. I mean, the guy is world class, and there's a reason why he's leading the rankings at the moment, Joe. And an excellent combination of maneuvers right here at the end, too. This should be one of the largest scores we've seen out of the event so far.
Absolutely brilliant from world number 1. 2 attempts at that backside rotator. That one sky high, perfect landing. And now he's running free. Italo Ferreira, one of the hardest guys to watch without priority. Throw tail reverse to start. Wrapping cut back into the pocket. Driving to the lip again. Fourth maneuver is a little carve. And now pop shove it. He's using everything he's got in a heat that just was keeping him quiet just based on the amount of waves that came through. And he just dropped an 8 on his wave previous. George up and out. You know, George and Brian were just staring at Italo flying through the sky. How do you not get rattled when you see something like that?
To the aerial antics, big answer back right here. B.Perez, he needs an excellent score, Joe.
B.Perez now setting up his first turn. There's a nice clean sweep into the pocket. Driving into the next section. Now he's trying to stretch this one out. Big section to throw down the rotator. He gets it. That section keeping him behind for a moment, working hard for a potential finishing move. He wants to load up again, getting stuck on the finishing rotation. B.Perez will wait for that score as we watch the rookie get started. George now throwing down a beautiful top turn wrap, belting the lip, squaring up again for a powerful hack in the pocket. Punches out that section, flowing through this down carve. And now playing with the inside corner as world number 1 is teeing off already behind him. How about this wave, Mitch?
Yeah, just quick transition right here into the turns, and then eyes the section on the inside. Once again, uses his entire body to gain speed, and another beautiful rotation and high one, Joe. I mean, the back end of this heat, he has surfed it perfectly. But once again, transitioning from the turns into the air, he is so good at this. And look at the height he gets, especially tail high right there, gets inverted. And coming from Bahia Formosa, it is a wave that is extremely similar to this one. Another completion, Joe. He's looking outstanding so far.
Just unbelievable.
The guy's not too tall, Joe, but he definitely has that mentality of just going for it every time.
B.Perez with a nice clean snap, staying in the game. Even though world number 1 is making a lot of noise at the moment. Nice controlled blast off the lip. Driving into the end section. Throw tail reverse. Getting stuck again. Down to 90 seconds. That 2-time world champ Felipe Toledo. They will be inspired by this performance from world number 1 as he will be taking a bit of a victory lap here with 5 seconds to go. His ability to just throw these on demand is unbelievable. This one, he's laying back and does not recover. B.Perez will be in the elimination round here at the Surf City El Salvador Pro. Up next, Felipe Toledo returns to El Salvador for Heat 7 with Ian Govea and Al Cleland Jr.